What reluctance did Kevin West convey to you about divorcing Marcy?
Financial, losing half of his stuff and half of his pension.
And what is the current, are you and Kevin West in a romantic relationship?
Yes.
And what is the current state of your relationship?
We're engaged.
All the different sides of defendant Kevin West are in our spotlight this morning. He's on trial right now. He's a former fire battalion chief, and he was having an affair, and that was just his fiance you just saw there in that last clip, giving testimony. The allegation is that he murdered his wife, Marcy, by strangling her to death to avoid having to pay for a divorce. Well, look at this. It's not stopping all the support he's getting in the courtroom. We see lots of hugs, lots of support every day. Text messages, though, about his love life were the focus for the jury. The jury didn't get to see all of this. This is just our cameras that caught this. The jury got to hear about some messages, including one to his mother about his new lover, Cynthia.
October 13th, 2023 at 3:52 p.m. Kevin messaged Lorna, "I can't tell you what it means to me to have you guys support me and us." On October 15th, 2023 at 1:19 p.m. local, Lorna messaged Kevin, "Hey, a big thank you for the whiskey, tequila, and lovely bottle of wine. Meant to thank you both. We really enjoyed our time together and getting to know your sweet girl. Enjoy your day. Love you." Kevin replied, "Mom and Bill, thank you so much for having us this weekend. You don't know how much that meant to us. She felt so loved, welcomed, and accepted."
Then the state presented this text thread showing the lack of love shown by Kevin to his wife, Marcy, right before her death.
Marcy replied, "But to hear that you don't enjoy me hurts, and for so long. I've enjoyed spending time with you and the kids. I've loved the memories that we've shared. I always acknowledge your concerns. I would appreciate the same. Pain is real, but I sacrifice nonetheless. I'm a good person." Marcy messages, "I'd like to think that others feel the same." Kevin replies, "You have never made me feel desired sexually. You never tell me that I turn you on." Kevin continues, "I'm just a predator. I'm just seeking satisfaction. It's not making love." Kevin continues, "It's not mutual. You never make me feel like I am attractive. You don't kiss me passionately." Kevin continues, "You turn your head away. I feel like I'm fighting for affection. It's so hard on me."
So what's going on with this lover turned homicide defendant, and will he need to take the stand? We know he legally doesn't have to. Lots of times we see defendants wanting to. Let's talk about this wild case. Let's bring in criminology expert, author, and professor at St. Thomas University, Dr. Debbie Goodman, and high-profile celebrity criminal defense and civil rights attorney, John Phillips. All right, so Dr. Debbie, let me start with you here. Very differing stories. Strangulation versus an intense massage caused a seizure that led to a sudden death that unfortunately coincides with the timing that he was going to leave the marriage, serve up the divorce papers to Marcy, and move on with the lover. What do you think, please, about this defendant's behavior?
Thank you, Julie. Good morning. I'm leaning toward option one. Here's why. I love the experts in our field, Julie. For me, the actual spotlight, hence the title of your segment, the spotlight of this case for me is the Emmys report, where we have the indication of the bruising, the trauma to the neck. That does not occur via a massage. And then we add into the mix the affair. And that sounds very reminiscent of other cases that have been covered on court TV. Scott Peterson, the death of Lacey, allegedly his affair. The case of Chris Watts, and he too had an affair. So we know the category, we call it exoricide, when the husband kills the wife. And the data, Julie, on this, I checked this morning, CDC, Bureau of Justice, 2024 data indicates 1,600 cases. We don't even call it intimate partner violence. We call it intimate partner homicide. I think that is what this case is all about.
Oh, chilling, sharp analysis. Dr. Debbie, thank you for that. Yeah, dovetailing off of the point you made about how good the medical examiner's testimony was for the state of Washington. John Phillips, I have a clip I want to show you. This is where she's saying that this defense theory just doesn't match the physical science.
The location of the contusion is, part of it is over a bony prominence, which is not a focus of a tissue massage. If there is slow continual pressure of the tissue sufficient to cause bleeding in the muscles, I would expect there to be injury to the skin surface.
Makes sense. You don't get your bones massaged, you get your muscles massaged. John Phillips, do you think this is going to be enough for this jury, this ME's testimony? Because we know we got an expert coming. There's somebody on deck for the defense. We just haven't seen them yet. Is this enough, essentially, for these jurors to call upon their own common sense and assess these facts in a way that the state wants them to?
I think so. I wish I had heard some of the voir dire, because sometimes you can set some of this up in jury selection about whether somebody's had a massage. We've all had it. If you get the massage around the neck area, it's very brief. It's not really what we're focused on. And again, you're not really hitting the bony parts, because that's not what a massage does. We don't massage the bones. We're massaging the tissues to release them. And so the forensic analysis is this is more direct pressure, not to massage, not to relax, but to strangulate. And so if the jury got it right, because sometimes experts talk it and medical examiners talk it and medical terms. And I think they got it. There was enough there that's the key to set up how this happened, and then why this happened comes in through the affair and just the sad tale yet again of a spouse turning to somebody else when they feel abandoned or neglected. So he said in text messages, and then he has an out, and he has to get rid of the commitment he made, and instead of divorce, he chose arguably murder.
Exactly. John Phillips, first of all, bravo with that prop. I know that was impromptu just now. You've had it in your office. We've seen him come on the show before. But you know what you just did is really what the state should have done. And they may have to do it on rebuttal, depending on how good the defense expert is show the bones, show the skeleton, and ask, where do you put are you touching the bones when you're massaging? No, you don't massage the front of the neck. It's the back of the neck that would get the massage. That's where you would see the impressions, and show the jury. So seeing you do that right there, I went into like trial ad professor mode, and I'm like, that's what yep, John Phillips, you got it right.
I have about every body part in my office. It's a part of being a personal injury attorney.
Yeah, that's what you do. No, it's great. Dr. Debbie, I wanted to talk to you some more about the motive here, because prosecutors are saying, look, he wanted to leave his wife, and they have evidence of that. They have all his writings. Wait till in our next hour, we're going to be unpacking, going to see all this unaired footage of, his trunk. He had a trunk of like love letters going on. And so also we know he's working out the divorce papers, ready to serve them that day. Dr. Debbie, does this seem like a financially motivated, also, a love-motivated homicide to you?
Yes, Julie, 100%. And also another theory that we have discussed that I feel is absolutely appropriate on this case, and that's the disposal theory, whereby individuals feel that another person has become some way, somehow, the inconvenience, the impediment, the interference of a life they want to lead, instead of going through the legal channels of what people do if there's a divorce. Instead, he decided, I believe, to participate in murder. And again, it's always baffling to me, Julie, how people who are seemingly well-educated, well-trained as a battalion chief would be somebody in the power, control, authority position, how some way, somehow, all of the logical reasoning goes out the window, and here we are. So I think disposal theory, and also what you suggest, I would maintain as well, a financial motivation.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dr. Debbie. Boy, oh boy, a great discussion with you and John Phillips. And we got to leave it there for now.